Yeah, like me and Steve.
Hold on, let's talk about this on Kwan.
Don't, because we did the thing where it was like someone got canceled that fake coming out.
Yeah.
Timer.
What if we explain it?
And welcome back to Off the Record, where we talk about
whatever we want.
And thank you for all of our defibrillators and all of our Patreon supporters.
Yes.
Because without you,
we'd be dead.
no way we alive.
We'd be dead and we couldn't be shooting and making content.
Yep.
Fuck is dead for sure.
That's true.
Fuck is dead.
The F word.
This keeps fuck alive.
Yep.
True. You know who's not dead? Is Joe's dad. You were telling me just now, right before you were rolling, that
He's not dead.
your dad's annoying as fuck, though.
Not only is he not dead, he's fucking annoying, man. I'm out here like, yeah, I fucking reconnected with my dad and shit, and like, everyone's like, aw, and now I'm like,
Shouldn't have done it.
fuck, man.
Shouldn't have done it.
Maybe it would have been good, like, if after that dinner we had, it was like, alright, and then like he dies, and it's like, oh.
It's like the beautiful ending to a tragic story.
Right, it's like a tricle sweet sequel that it's like, now it's like, bro, you went too long.
Yeah.
The franchise needs to die off.
It's like a few seasons that shouldn't have been.
It's like The Walking Dead, man. It's like, fuck, dude, you guys were good.
Does he text you like every day? Is that what's so?
Well, first he used to fucking call, like, so he got lonely as hell, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to disclose why. I'll do it on my channel, motherfucker. You gotta come to my channel for that shit.
Plug it.
And then I'll tell you what the details are. I gotta milk out the drama because that's what people want, you know? But
Let me hear the details.
so the detail
That's good.
is, you know, old school people, they like phone calls.
I like phone calls.
You do?
Over text?
Over texting, over Zoom, over.
I like FaceTime the most.
With friends or like random people? Like with friends, I'm down to phone call for a while.
Well,
Nah,
text with,
y'all
like-
are weird.
Like if I was like
I
Joe,
never like jumping on the phone.
if I was Joe, maybe with his dad, maybe text.
Really?
So I could ignore it.
Steve loves the phone.
He does.
Phone.
Yeah. He loves talking on the phone. He has to pace the whole time. He has to walk through the
Yeah,
whole
you get
house.
so much more when you get to talk to someone in real life.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just like to end the conversation when I want to end the conversation and without having politeness involved. And so with text, it's like, oh, I got busy, but really, I just really want to go back to playing my video games or whatever.
Well, it's dope with calling. You're like, hey, you want to go out? No? Okay, cool. Bye. And then there's all this wishy-washy stuff that goes on through text.
Yeah, I just don't respond if I don't want to respond, and then like I'm more in control over the conversation rather than on the phone. It's like, hey, cool. So what else is going on?
Yeah, like texting is like
Oh, all right, I'm bored now. Bye.
like socially acceptable pauses
Yeah.
via texting.
Yeah.
Any other
The second there's a pause, just go.
The phone call, it's to me, it's such a big commitment.
Yeah.
It's almost like if I'm sitting here,
You're focusing all on one person.
and if it goes on, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
why does this person want to talk to me?
It must be serious.
Yeah.
It's anxiety inducing.
It
Yeah,
is.
Yeah, if you call me, then that's serious.
Unless there's business to be taken care of, and then it's like there's points and we just get through it really fast because that's way more efficient than talking through text and having to type all that shit out. Then it's like we're passing information.
Yeah.
But like if you just want to call and talk to me, I don't have the energy for that.
There better be an agenda, is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, even before calling, I feel so rude even calling. I don't know why, because you're supposed to call. But I would text. I'm like, can I call you? I'm like, can I call you?
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I hate surprise calls.
Because I need to plan out the call. I was like, okay,
Because I know the anxiety I feel.
same.
Or like when you pick someone up at their house or whatever, and it's like you know that they're you're on their
They're
way.
expecting you,
Right,
yeah.
They're expecting you, right?
Yeah.
But then even when you pull up, you're like, I can just knock on the door and let them know I'm here.
It's
but
so much.
Instead, you just go, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like waiting in
It's
the
like
car.
so you can tidy up your mental space before you get on the phone, just like you would tidy up your house before someone comes in.
That's true. I don't ring the doorbell. I don't knock. I just like text.
It's more courteous, I think.
I think so.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because when you ring the doorbell, someone has to rush to get to the door.
Yeah.
If you text them, they know that you're in your
can
car.
time it.
You can just chill in your car until they come out.
Yeah.
So they don't have to
Or at
rush.
least they know it's you. Say they're taking their shit and then they're like, oh, I'll just be at 5 minutes, right? But if it's someone like delivering food or pizza or the cops, you have to get up and go.
Especially the cops.
My dad's the complete opposite, where he just skips everything and he goes straight to in person, and then he's like looking through the blinds and stuff.
He doesn't even knock on the door. He just like looks over the window, or I mean like looks over the wall or some shit.
Yeah, looks over the window, looks over the wall, and then he's like, he sees what's going on, and he always makes his own assumptions, and then he'll go, it looks like they're busy.
Right.
And then he'll go home. And then later he'll call me, man, you guys are so busy these days. I'm like, oh, how'd you tell from the vlogs? Like, no, I've been spying on you guys. What the fuck?
Well, he's good if you can't see him, if you have like security cameras that alert you when someone's there.
No, I find out afterward.
I like that how that's his like his version of trying to see you.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I went there. I went all the way to your house. You were too busy for me. You didn't even know he was there.
Not even.
You were sitting on the couch, too busy for me.
I've been trying. It's like a one-way relationship right here.
Yeah. My dad's so weird.
So
man.
your dad just keeps calling you?
Oh yeah, so in the very beginning he kept calling me, but that's when like shit really was crazy. I just got back from Europe and like I was like, fuck dude, I'm trying to get all kinds of stuff together. And then he just wanted to fucking talk like like a teenager.
Yeah, he's like twirling his hair. He's like, so like, how is Europe?
Literally, yeah. Like a fucking teenager. And I was like, what the fuck?
He's lonely.
You don't have any friends? Yeah, he's fucking lonely and shit, right? Because he used
His
to have
friends
this
died,
church
probably.
And yeah, like that's literally what's happening is his friends are all dying.
That's what you're supposed to have a family, because like you get old, you get lonely.
I know,
That's what family's for.
Or you just have a lot of money and you insulate yourself with hot girls like Mr. fucking...
Bilzerian?
No,
Hugh Hefner.
like Hugh Hef.
Yeah.
I think he was, he's like, well, I have all this time, might as well like be friends with you, right? And I was like, hey, I'm actually a busy person. And he's like, yeah, I know you have a lot of things going on. So what makes you busy? And I'm like, no, like these days I think like texting will be better. So we'll text.
He speaks English? Like he texts English?
No, I'm talking to him in Japanese.
But he can text you in English?
Yeah, it's not that good, but he can.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I said, well, if you need to call or you just want to chat, let's schedule that. And he goes, okay. And then so after that, it was texts every day of, can you talk today? Can you talk today?
He like fills your Google calendar and for like with calls.
This is what a hot girl feels like, right? Like with a guy that won't fucking give it a rest.
Yeah.
It's like, this relationship could have been good, but you fucked it up, homie, with the too much.
Clingy.
Too thirsty.
Thirsty ass dad?
My own mom doesn't even fucking call me this much, right?
Did your mom know that you reconnected with?
Yeah, she knows.
Okay.
She knows.
What does she say
She
about
calls him that person.
that person?
She goes,
Yeah, no name.
She's like, so you rekindled stuff with that person, huh? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, I'm so happy for you.
What?
It's so great. She goes, I think you should always know who he is.
Yeah,
Because she's
awesome.
like, I don't like him, but that's my personal preference.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Your mom seems cool.
No, she's a very fair, open person.
good.
Yeah. She can be petty, but she puts her petty stuff aside to let her kids have the best.
She can separate it.
Yeah, but she can't resist talking shit.
Sure. It's like, but it's my opinion.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit scumbag. Wish he would burn in hell, but that's my opinion.
He has these traits that are very narcissistic and all this stuff. But I think it's great that you're getting to know him again.
I think it's great that you're actually going to be able to see the real him.
Yeah.
The real fucking piece of shit that he is, and you could judge for yourself. Just my opinion.
Yeah. And I was like, I really don't give a fuck. Like, it's just a human being now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, but at the same time, now I'm like, hey, this ain't fair. And I told him straight up, too. I was like, you weren't really a part of my life, so I don't want to take care of you. And I was like, do you have anyone that can take care of you? And he goes, yeah, I have someone who's kind of like a daughter to me. So when he moved out, he fell in love with someone else, and she had a daughter. And so he's been a part of her life for like 20-something years. And I'm like, great, she's down to take care of you? And he was like, yeah. And he goes, but she's not actual kin, so I need someone to make the call for me if I go into a coma.
Oh, shit.
And I'm all like, all right. And I was like,
Did you go ask my brother?
my brother won't talk to him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my brother doesn't want anything to do
Bad
with
blood there. Because he was a lot older too, and
Yeah, and my brother's even more of an introvert.
oh, I see.
So my brother's like a complete like, nah, fuck everybody.
Not just my dad.
Even if you did nothing wrong, he's like, fuck everybody, I'm living in a cabin.
He lives in a cabin?
That's his dream.
His dream, yeah.
But it's funny because it's like, you feel like he offended him some way, but that's just who he is. Because he's like, I want to be left alone.
Is he one of those people that gives you one-word text messages with a period?
He doesn't even text me, how about that?
Okay.
Ooh, I got schooled on that by Tiff.
I hate that shit.
Why do you put a period at the end of everything? I'm like, it's a complete fucking sentence.
My dad does
Why
that.
not?
like
It makes
doing it
it
with the
sound like
period.
you're being very short. It makes it sound like you're going, okay.
But that's proper
I'll be there
communication.
soon. But it's that's
It just looks boomer.
Every sentence needs to be an exclamation point or you're mad.
or it's no punctuation.
Because he'd be like, oh, can you come over? And if I just type in yeah, it sounds like yeah. But if I write yeah, like, oh, I'm excited.
Just do LOL. LOL everything.
What if I put
If there's two
an emoji?
sentences.
What if I put emoji like, yay,
That's fine.
right? And then I put a period after that.
That's fine.
Well, Gio told me that's considered flirting.
That's flirting.
That's true.
Well, these are sent to my wife, so that's okay, right?
You can flirt with your wife.
Okay, yeah.
That's
all right,
allowed.
Cool.
If there's
already
two
got it.
sentences, you can put a period in between. But if it's just one sentence,
So
But you
confusing.
can't end the paragraph or whatever with the period. That's what it is.
okay, and with an
The
emoji,
very end
or,
has to be an
I don't know,
exclamation
or
mark.
open.
I have to get myself sometimes. I'll write out the whole sentence with the period, and then I'll go back and delete it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this sounds mean.
This is more millennial. Delete the bad grammar.
Do you contact or communicate with anyone that leaves like the voice message thingies?
Yeah, a lot of people do that now.
Yeah, when people leave one on mine, I'm like, oh, you're one of those guys.
Oh, I like that.
Like I was texting, I forgot I was texting Dietrich something, and then
Call them out.
yeah, and he left me like a whole thing. Hey, Bart, I haven't talked to you in a long time. And then I was expecting a text back because I texted him, and I'm like, God damn it, you're one of these
So
guys.
you feel like you have to leave a voice.
So I joined into it. I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's weird if you respond with just a text.
yeah,
They just
yeah.
keep
So we
sending
just started
you
going back and forth, but I never really used those things.
I think sometimes they do it because they're on the go or they can't look down. Yeah.
Or they have to convey a lot of information. And it's just easier to say it out loud than it is to type it all
I've
out.
only ever done that because I was driving. So I was like, oh, I can't. Well, one time I tried driving and I clicked the thing to translate my words into like.
And it fucked it up.
And it didn't make any sense, and I had to send the voice version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to do that too, but it doesn't work for me anymore. Where I just used to talk
Yeah.
on the text and it went. I don't know where it went.
The bottom of the phone.
The button or where your memo went? It just
I
disappeared.
stopped using it.
I thought you meant like it stopped translating it correctly, but you just can't find the button
Went
anymore.
away.
I'll show you after. It's at the bottom of
Like it's gone now.
You know what I used to think too, my dumb ass? I was thinking that people that texted in different languages had to download an app, but it's literally like one click in the settings.
It's all in there, yeah.
You can also like access if you have to do just individual letter, like if you're saying like hola and you want to put like the thing over the O or whatever, you just hold down the O and all the versions of O's come up with the
Even for period, you know how people do dot dot dot?
Yeah.
If you hold down period,
It does an
takes
ellipsis?
longer. It does.
It's longer than clicking it 3 times.
Yeah.
I've been typing in Japanese, kind of practicing.
Oh, tight.
Oh, that's cool.
To your mom?
Pen pals.
Sex.
You have pen pals?
Yeah, just, I mean, we all have pen pals, right? If you
Penthouse pals.
Yeah, but I
Kind of,
mean,
yeah.
it's and I will practice with like family members or whatever, because I don't know, man. I want to learn another language. I think just being in quarantine, I want to learn more shit.
Yeah, same.
I just want to keep staying busy.
What's the first language you want to learn?
I want to get better at Japanese, and I was trying to learn Romanian for a minute because I like this one girl. But yeah, I don't know. It's just languages at that point though. I was like, languages is fucking dope, and I went through this rabbit hole of polyglots.
What's a polyglot? Oh, people that know multiple languages?
And they learn it fast, dude.
Wow.
Like they have a system. Like everyone has different systems.
Oh, right, like how like certain people can learn all the Latin languages because Latin-based languages have similarities to it,
Yeah.
so they can kind of just base it back on the Latin base.
But some of these polyglots know like fucking like 10 or like 15.
That's like my
and,
sister. Some people's brains are just so good
Yeah.
at taking in languages.
That talent show where that 4-year-old speaks like 5 or 6 different languages and she answers questions from each
The
person.
one with Steve Harvey,
I think so. Yeah.
where he like brings in talented kids.
Yeah. It's like this little 4-year-old and she just answers each question in the language that she was asked it in.
How many does she know?
Like it was like 5 or 6.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was like, and it was different types too. It was like
Yeah.
German, Chinese, like Spanish.
Imagine when she gets older. Oh my gosh.
Because when I go to different countries, I'm always thinking like, how do people learn this shit so fast? Because you know, back in the day in Europe, right? Like, they all kind of spoke multiple languages.
Yeah, they still do.
They still do.
Yeah, they're like
Especially like the bordering, like Belgium, they'll speak French and German and like.
And everyone knows English and everyone's shy about their English and they all speak great English.
Better than people here. Yeah.
Basically, any country that doesn't speak English already knows 2 languages because
Yeah.
everybody has to learn English.
And they're good at it too.
Yeah, and I'm like, how the fuck do people learn it so fast? Especially because I learned Japanese as a child, so it wasn't a challenge for me. Mm-hmm. And I never learned how to like read and write, and I just was lazy about it. So I'm like, what if I applied myself? Because when you travel to different countries, I feel almost like I'm a observer looking outside in, and I'm not a part of the participating like
Yeah.
people there. And it's also like I feel completely deaf.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to do. Like, you know, it's
Have
kinda
you
hard.
seen those videos of that white guy that speaks like perfect Mandarin and like.
And he's in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
I
dope.
kind of like that. Like sometimes he'll go in the marketplaces and he'll talk to those people, and at first there's like this cold barrier because they're just used to dealing
You're a
with
white
Americans.
guy.
Yeah, and then once he speaks, they actually open up and they become like so much lighter. They're so excited that and I'm like, man,
excited about that.
language just really opens the door and like takes down that barrier that shuts people off to each other's cultures.
Yeah, true. And that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if I had the brain for it, but if I had the time for it, I would like to study a bunch of languages.
Yeah.
Asian people love it too if they see someone white or black speaking their language.
Yeah.
Like it's like a magic trick.
It's
really
like
fun.
non-Asian.
It is a magic trick. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
like
a black guy on YouTube that goes
in Vietnam.
He goes everywhere.
Oh,
but
I know the guy you're talking about. He's a polyglot. He knows like 10 different
He
languages.
goes and like tests people. He's like, if I can't speak your language, I'll give you money.
Oh shit.
And he just goes and like tests people, and then he'll just go to like random markets or like restaurants, and you see it's like the same thing. Like especially with Asian people, they light up and they're like, "Oh, where'd you learn that?"
Yeah.
Then become super friends with them, because they're obviously expecting someone to be like a regular foreigner and like treat them bad or whatever, you know?
Right.
So
How many languages do you got to know to be a polyglot?
Poly is more than 3.
3?
What?
But
Isn't
bi
that
is 2,
trilingual?
right?
So maybe
Tri,
after 3.
4. Oh yeah, like a polygon.
I think Asians light up because you don't see as much compared to like Mexicans are never impressed if you could speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Because they assume everyone can speak
They're
Spanish.
pissed if you don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, they are. They're really mad. That's why I want to learn Spanish all the way. Like I know enough to like ask questions. Like if I'm, like I can be like, ¿Dónde está, los baños? Or
yeah, it's crazy that we have to kind of learn Spanish.
Right. Yeah, and like especially working in the restaurants because all the cooks and everybody they all speak Spanish too. So I know enough like what words here and there mean to like piece them together, but I don't know conversational Spanish. Like I could never hold a conversation and people definitely come up to me and speak Spanish all the time.
That's true.
Latin-based languages are supposed to be the easiest for English speakers.
Yeah.
So there's 5 levels that the CIA or the FBI like listed for the difficulty of languages because they have to have their agents like learn as soon as possible, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a native English speaker and you're not bilingual,
Isn't Cantonese like one of the hardest?
Chinese Mandarin or Chinese is the 5th. So there's 5 levels. The first level is all the Latin languages is the easiest.
Okay.
So Spanish, Portuguese, Romanian,
I thought
Italian.
German was the easiest
Yeah.
because that shares the
No.
most structure with English.
They think
They share
that
a lot of
English
words,
is a
too.
Germanic language, but actually for a native English speaker, that's level 2. German is level 2.
Yeah, getting all those that's kind of hard.
Yeah, and then the structure is more similar to. Yeah, I guess it's
Because
different.
in the order of the words is closer to that compared to like Latin languages, you swap a lot of words to be opposite. Like adjectives and stuff, it doesn't go before the word; it would go after. So the structure is a little bit different, and it's even weirder when you go towards like certain Asian languages where you put like your own pronoun maybe at the end instead of being at the
Yeah,
front.
maybe the structure, but the actual words, I feel like there's more Latin-based English words, right?
Sounds, conversation.
No is the same in
no,
Spanish as it is in English, whereas like 9 is.
Right, and that's what they were arguing is that the easiest form of language is when you can associate or it sounds like words that exist in your native tongue
It's already image associated to a certain sound.
Like if you Spanish, it just sounds like an English like banana.
Yeah.
Is it really banana?
I don't know, like it's bananas, banana.
Naranjas is oranges.
Orange, yeah.
Burrito in Spanish is burrito.
Yeah.
But then if it's German, it's like
I don't know. I think they call it burrito.
You probably don't even have the word.
Car is like caro.
Yeah. But the 5th, there's like most of the languages fall within the 3, and then the hardest though is like Chinese, Arabic, Japanese, Korean.
Japanese, really? Because I feel
For
like...
native English speaker.
Oh, okay. It's like
if
out of
you're
all
not
the Asian
bilingual-
languages, I hear Japanese is relatively easy to learn, right?
I remember when I was teaching myself
It's pretty
Japanese,
difficult
the
to
structure was
yeah.
hard to understand because
It's backwards. Everything is backwards.
Because everything's backwards.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's kind of weird.
That's kind of like Korean too.
Yeah, it helped that I knew Vietnamese, so I could like kind of.
Oh, Vietnamese is backwards too?
Yeah, certain words would be flipped around.
I think like I love you in Korean is I you love. Is that how Vietnamese is? Because it's not like I love you, you go I you love.
I gotta think.
N-U-M?
Is it like I you or is it I love you?
I'm trying to think. Don't put me on the spot right now.
Vietnamese, I just know and that wa, which means like hello,
You're pretty
girl.
really.
like young girl, right? If you're like trying to hit on a girl, you say
Someone
and that
younger.
wa, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Little beauty.
Something like that.
Dep what try?
What's that?
I don't know. I just made it up. It sounds Vietnamese, right?
Yeah.